Welcome to this nurturing guided meditation designed specifically for those in a helping role. So, if you are a caretaker, someone in the health professions, a teacher, a therapist like I am, a parent, anyone who, as part of your role, you're often giving of yourself to other people, then this meditation is for you. You might be feeling overwhelmed or burnt out, exhausted. Maybe you know the phrases out of spoons or no more bandwidth. We can think of all kind of metaphors for being exhausted and overwhelmed. There are also metaphors for the idea of how important it is to nurture ourselves in order to be able to continue to help others. So on the airplane, they tell you to put on your own oxygen mask first before you can help others. That's one of the metaphors. There's the idea that you can't pour from an empty cup. So it is so important to take time for yourself, even this small amount of time. And I hope that in doing this, you'll leave this session feeling a little bit more restored, a little bit more at peace. So when you're ready to get started, you can find a seat on the floor, on a chair, lying down, whatever you prefer. Wherever you are, seating or lying, we're going to start by arriving in our space. Obviously, you're already here. We're going to allow our mindful attention to arrive by drawing our attention to being here. Now, for some people, shutting the eyes can be really helpful because we shut off all the data. We're constantly receiving sensory information through our eyes. So you might find closing your eyes to be helpful. If you don't wish to close your eyes, that's fine. You could also soften your gaze at a spot kind of unfocused on the floor. Then start to feel your body in this moment. You may notice the touch of your hands, if your hands are resting on your body. Perhaps the feeling of light pressure from where you're seated, your thighs touching the mat, your bottom touching the chair, maybe your back body if you're lying down. Start to bring your awareness to recognize and simply notice things that are already there. That's the first part of the meditation that we're doing today. We're drawing in our mindful attention to what is already there in this moment. Now, as you draw in your attention, you may notice feelings of discomfort. You might notice places of tension. I pay particular attention to the area around your throat, your chest, your abdomen. Are there restrictions in those areas? Does your breath feel like it's harder to flow through those areas? Simply notice and let that be just as it is. As we notice, we're also going to allow whatever comes up to be there. We're going to effort to do that without any judgment. Simply an allowing of the reality of what is right now. And so that might include any challenging or difficult emotions that are there. One common one for helpers is you might be feeling guilt for taking this small bit of time. You might be feeling guilt that you should be doing something else. Perhaps there's frustration, anger, sadness. Although these feelings can be painful for most of us, they are also part of our human experience, and we want to let ourselves know that it's okay to have those feelings. So you might tell yourself that it's okay. If that feels strange, if part of you is rebelling and saying it's not okay, you could try telling yourself that these feelings belong, that they're a part of your experience. Another way you might say to that to yourself is that all feelings are legal. There are no illegal emotions here. Whatever you're feeling in this moment is legal, it's valid. So if criticism and judgment comes up, and it might, if you can switch back to whatever phrase resonates with you the most, telling yourself that your feelings are allowed, your feelings are universal, your feelings are legal. I mentioned the idea of our emotions, our feelings being universal. Sometimes when we're in a caregiving role, we can really start to feel alone and isolated. We're going to explore connection by reminding ourselves of the ways that our feelings are universal. Whatever those emotions are, if you know that you're feeling lonely, sad, we remind ourselves there are others out there that are feeling alone, that are feeling sad. We might connect with what we're doing if we're taking care of, say, a parent. There are other adult children who have the role of taking care of parents. You're connected to them. You're experiencing some universal qualities of what they're feeling, whether it's frustration, overwhelm, irritability. So this is part of our practice of knowing that our feelings are valid, knowing that other people have had similar feelings, similar situations, not the same situation. Every person's situation is unique, but our emotional responses, there's a universality to those. And so, given that we all experience these same human emotions, we're all human, we are all deserving of comfort, of care, of compassion ourselves. And yet, in roles as helpers, we may not get that as much as we give. So, in this next step, we're going to try to cultivate the feeling of someone else giving that to us. Now, this someone else might be someone in your current life. It could be a parent, a spouse, another close family member. It could be a close friend, someone from your present or from your past. It doesn't have to be a human. It could be a beloved pet who gives you unconditional love. It could be a spiritual figure. Maybe you think of Jesus or the Buddha as someone who can give you the love, the care, the nurturing that you need. If you really struggle to find someone else, you could think about your future self, a wiser or older self, maybe 10, 20 years from now, who is there to come back and embrace you, hug you, give you the care and compassion that you deserve as a human being on this planet. You deserve caring. You deserve compassion. So take the next few moments to imagine whatever being that you've called to mind. Remember, it certainly can be a favorite animal. Any being, any figure that you can imagine fully giving you care and nurturing. So sense that presence nurturing you in whatever way would be best for you. That might be something physical, like a hug or snuggling up next to you. It might be something telling you that you're doing a good job or reassuring you. This is your opportunity to take whatever it is you need from that presence. As you start to become aware of taking that in, notice where that impacts you, where you feel it in your body. So you might feel, say, a warmth around the area of your heart, around your center. Maybe you feel a softening, releasing in your shoulders. Perhaps you sense yourself smiling. For me, when I think about my grandmother who's long gone, but who loved me, I know, so much, it just naturally brings a smile to my face. wherever you sense that, notice where you sense it in your body, and then savor that. Really let it sink in. Stay with that feeling for a few more moments, remembering it. We want to remember that we are also deserving of love. Your heart that is so compassionate toward others, whether it's one person that you care for or many, that heart also deserves to take in love. So the last thing we're going to do is going to pull that together through use of a mudra. A mudra is a hand gesture that comes from various traditions on the Indian subcontinent. And I like using mudras in my meditation, in my yoga, as a reminder of a certain thing, feeling, emotion, thought that I want to capture, that I want to save. So this mudra, it's called Karuna mudra. Karuna is the Sanskrit word for compassion. Both hands are going to be lightly cupped. We're going to take the left hand, and I'm not mirroring you for this, it'll be your left hand toward your body, and then take the right hand and place the fingertips of the right hand at the bottom edge of the fingertips of the left. The left hand stays toward your body, the right hand faces away. I'm holding this mudra at chest height. You're welcome to hold it lower. So the idea behind this mudra, our right hand that faces away, that is the caring and compassion that we send out to the world, that we send out to others. Notice it's connected to our left hand that's facing toward us, and that is the caring and love that we bring back in. That's those feelings that we just cultivated in the presence, the being who was there for us. It's those feelings that we know that are so important to bring into our heart so that we can continue to give, continue to be there for others as we need to or want to. Let's take a last few moments to sit quietly with this mudra. Thinking about the balance of just as we give out, we are allowed, it is valid for us to take in. You can release the mudra, rest your hands down. Take one last breath here together. We'll breathe in through the nose, and if you'd like, you can sigh it or breathe out long through the mouth. When you're ready, take a breath in. I hope this little bit of time for you, this little bit of time to yourself was nurturing, was something that helped you find a little bit more peace, a little bit more ease. I've created a companion yoga video for you. If you have a little bit longer for self-care and nurturing, try the yoga video. It's a very gentle practice. Perhaps doing the yoga video once a week and maybe trying to fit in this short guided meditation a few times a week. Whatever you do, thank you for being here today, and I hope you have a peaceful rest of your day.